There are two types of influence which, though related, are very different. With your influence and success insight, I'm Bob Burg. I'm often asked, Bob, when you talk about influence, are you really talking about manipulation? Let's look at this. It's an important question. First, influence in and of itself is neither good nor bad. It just is. How it's utilized is what makes it positive or negative, helpful or harmful, uplifting or destructive. Let me explain. Think about gravity. Is it good or bad? It depends. It's good when it keeps us from floating aimlessly up into space. It's bad when falling off a 7-story building. Same with influence. Remember, on a very basic level, it's the ability to move a person or persons to a desired action, usually within the context of a specific goal. Now, we can accomplish this. We can influence through persuasion, which is positive, or through manipulation, which is negative. And here's the thing. Both persuaders and manipulators understand human nature, what motivates and moves people to think and act in a certain way. We could even say that persuasion and manipulation are cousins. Of course, one is the good cousin, persuasion, and one is the evil cousin, manipulation. What's really the difference between the two? I believe this was best described in a wonderful book published back in 1987, written by Dr. Paul W. Sweats, titled The Art of Talking So That People Will Listen, though it was much more about listening than it was about talking. The author provided an absolutely fantastic explanation of the difference. I'm going to paraphrase just a tiny bit in order to apply it to our conversation today. According to Dr. Sweats, manipulation aims at control, not cooperation. It does not consider the good of the other party. It results in a win-lose situation. In direct contrast to the manipulator, the persuader always seeks to enhance the self-esteem and the position of the other party. People respond better because they're treated as responsible, self-directing individuals. Beautiful. So the difference begins with intent. It begins there, but it doesn't end there. You see, a manipulator can have employees, but not a loyal team. A manipulator can make the sale, but rarely have happy returning customers, and practically never referral sources. And a manipulator can have a family they love and who loves them, but rarely a happy, functional family. A manipulator may not want to harm the other person, and let's say we're talking here in the business sense. They may not want to, but if that's what they believe it'll take to get the necessary results, they'll do so. In other words, they're totally I or me focused. It's all about them. This is never the case with a persuader, because in order for a persuader to be happy with the outcome and feel good about it, they've got to know that the other person also benefited and feels good about the situation as well. So again, when we discuss influence or genuine influence in these videos, we're always talking about persuasion as opposed to manipulation. And we'll see why persuasion is a much better, more fulfilling, and more effective way to influence others than manipulation could ever be. With your influence and success insight, I'm Bob Burg. Make it a great day.